I finally spoke my truth, and my whole family turned on me. I knew the moment I opened my mouth, they were going to twist my words. That's what my family have always done, turned me expressing my feelings into drama, and my emotional pain into overreaction. I come from a family where silence keeps the peace, where shutting out how you feel is considered maturity, and speaking up is treated like betrayal. So when I finally said something, really said something, it was like dropping a grenade in the living room. I felt invisible growing up. Invisible like at 10, when I told my mom I hated being teased at school, and she told me to toughen up. At 14, crying after my first breakup, while my dad laughed and said I was too sensitive. At 21, I finally saw a therapist, only to hear my mom call it a waste of money. The breaking point was at my cousin's birthday party. Everyone was gathered in the backyard, plastic chairs in a circle, kids running around. My aunt asked me how therapy was going, and she sounded genuinely curious. I thought about it, and answered honestly. I'm learning a lot, mostly about how I was never really allowed to have feelings in this family. The silence was instant. My mom narrowed her eyes the way she always does, like she's winding up for a takedown. And then came the laugh. That cold, defensive, dismissive laugh. Oh please, my mom said. Don't start with that therapist nonsense again. I didn't flinch. It's not nonsense. I just never felt heard. You were heard, she snapped. You just didn't like what we had to say. And just like that, the circle closed ranks. My cousin changed the subject. My aunt got up to check on the food. My brother muttered something about me, making everything about myself. I stood up. I'm not trying to ruin anything. I just want to be honest about my experience. My dad chimed in from the porch. This isn't the time or place. Of course it wasn't. It never is. I left and walked home, sat in the dark and cried harder than I had in months. Not because they didn't agree with me, but because they didn't even try to understand. No one texted me. No one checked in. I was ghosted by my own blood. Then came the group chat ambush. My mom sent a message to the whole family. Can we all agree that family events should stay positive? Let's not bring personal grievances into shared spaces. I wasn't named, but I didn't need to be. My brother liked it with a thumbs up. My aunt commented a heart emoji. My dad added, well said. I stared at the screen and felt myself unravel. That was the day I realized. They didn't just ignore my voice, they actively worked to erase it. I decided to stop talking to them, not out of anger, but because I was tired of fighting to be misunderstood. The group chat stayed quiet after that, but my cousin posted a photo of the party on Instagram. The caption, some people ruin everything. The comments were brutal. I didn't reply. I just started journaling more, filling pages with things I'd never said out loud. I bought a cheap sketchbook from the dollar store and wrote on the backs of receipts, grocery lists, anything I could find. I just needed to get my feelings out every time I felt overwhelmed. One night, I posted an anonymous comment on Reddit, just one paragraph about what happened at the birthday party. The replies were instant. I feel this so hard. Same thing happened with my mom. Thank you for putting it into words. That was the first time in a long time I felt less alone. I just needed to speak in places where people wanted to listen. Weeks later, my cousin texted, Mom said you were dramatic again. I didn't even reply. I just muted the chat. A week later, I heard a knock at the door. Through the peephole, I saw someone I hadn't seen since the birthday party. They told me they needed to talk about the group chat with my family. I took a deep breath and opened the door. The rest of the full story is on my channel and linked below.